This episode of LaYinka Speaks is being recorded in a hotel in Melbourne, Australia, at the end of a phenomenal 8 days in the country. I want to share some key reflections that I have been able to pick up, excavate, collect from my time here. Reflections that I hope and pray will be beneficial for you wherever you are, whenever you're listening to this. Gem number 1. Intentions are powerful, and the words that you utter could be a dua that angels take and say Ameen to. On the 29th of August 2022, I was sat in a restaurant in East London with a few of my clients at the end of an epic dawn of a new workshop that I had delivered. One of the ladies had started talking about some troubles that she has and issues that she has with traveling, especially traveling on her own. And she turned to me and she asked me, "Where would you travel on your own, LaYinka?" And immediately, without any hesitation, I said, "Australia." She said, "Really? You'd go to Australia?" "Oh yeah, I know. Australia's at the end of the world." But that was my first answer. I said, "Yeah, I'd go to Australia." The very next day, I got a voice note from Ustadha Dalia Ayub in Australia saying, "LaYinka, I'd like to invite you to Australia." Little did I know that the words that I uttered were just part of Allah's master plan. Little did I know when I said that I'd travel to Australia, that became the very thing that my Lord decided would happen. Check in with the words that you utter and check in with your intentions, because they can become the very thing that your Lord brings into fruition. Reflection number 2. Accept the assignment as He has chosen you for it, because He knows that you are more than capable. This is a point that I heard a few times from my good friend Narima B. Robert, who I traveled out to Australia with. The concept of everything that comes to you, everything that lands at your feet, everything that your Lord puts on your plate is an assignment. And it is an assignment that He has chosen specifically for you, that has been picked for you, that has been delivered to you, because your Lord knows you. He knows you intimately. He knows what you are capable of. He knows what you can carry. He knows what you can handle. And He knows what you need. He knows what you need. And sometimes what you need might not be in the form of what you want, but your Lord knows what you need. And sometimes what you need is the very thing to get you to the next best version of yourself, although you don't see it in the moment. And I guess this is an invitation for you to lean in with trust in Him, full faith in Him, tawakkul in Him, that He knows what He's doing. That He knows what He's doing. He knows. Reflection number 3. Allah gives in the most beautiful ways. This reflection comes from a one-to-one session that I had the honor of delivering with a beautiful, brave, courageous soul. In that session, so many raw things were shared, so many truths were shared, so many untruths were dismantled, and we got to some core, key, crucial nuggets that woman needed to know. And one of them was that when Allah takes you through something painful, He's not doing it just to give you something painful. There is a divine purpose to it. And sometimes what you need, where He wants you to be, what He wants to save you from, comes through the root of hardship, of pain, of anguish, of hurt, of sadness. sometimes to get to the grass that's greener on the other side, you have to sludge through mud, sis. You have to go through the sludge of mud to get to those pastures sometimes. And so as you are, and you think you are sinking in the mud, there is a grass that you're working towards, sis. There is a grass that you're working towards, and it's on the other side of it. But that mud and all that you have to exert and how you grow in strength and what you discover about yourself, what you excavate and bring forth from yourself, could only happen through that mud. It could only happen through that mud. And so I say that Allah gives in the most beautiful ways. We may not understand it sometimes. It may hurt sometimes. It may feel painful sometimes. Yes, and yes. And when we lean in with trust, when we tell Him it's hard and we want to get through it, and that we ask Him to help us get through it, then we can see the light on the other side, the brightness on the other side, the green grass on the other side, inshallah. Reflection number 4. Allah shows you your purpose. I'm a firm believer that every single one of us has our unique individual purpose. But the gifts that He has given us, the strengths that He has given us, the skills that He has given us. And sometimes we want to be in denial about that purpose. I know, and Allah knows, that I had some interesting plans. Interesting pivoting plans, in fact, before I came to Australia. And He showed me that while my plans might sound great and might be something that I could explore, that my purpose was clear and that He was using me specifically, and that it was time for me to step up in what He was choosing for me, but more so in the purpose that He had laid out for me. So likewise, your Lord has given you a purpose. There is beauty in you, there is goodness in you, there is strength in you, there's resilience in you, and there are specific skills, you have specific talents, you have specific gifts that He has given you, a combination of specific and unique to you. And there are a multitude of ways that you can fulfill your purpose with those gifts. And that is your Lord giving to you. And you get to choose. And you get to choose whether you show up with them, show up for them, or not. Reflection number 5. You do not need to know someone for a lifetime to have a click and a soul connection with them. I saw this, felt this acutely during my time in Australia. And it really dismantled the belief that I had that you need to get to know people, that you need to learn to assess them, that you needed to learn to, really get to dissect them before you can let them in. There were individuals that I had met for the first time, that I haven't spent any significant time online with. But when we met, that energy between us, it was like a zing from heart to heart. And that proved to me, amongst other things, that anything is possible with Allah. And that beautiful love for the sake of Allah is the purest love that you can have. When you love someone for the sake of Allah, when someone loves you for His sake, that is the purest love. It's not transactional. It's not transactional. It's not give me and I give you. If you don't give me, I won't give you. It's not that. It is, I see you. I feel you and I love you. It is you love Him and I love you. It is, may He envelope us in His love. And it is, may His love be the most beloved thing to our hearts. That's what that is. It's amazing to me how I got to experience that. It dismantled all the trash beliefs that I had about relationships and friendships and all of the things. When hearts connect, when souls connect as if they have met before, that's undeniable. That's undeniable. And when you get to connect with people like that, cherish them. Cherish them. Because you don't know how long you have to spend with them. You don't know how long. I've lost count of the number at this point, but my next reflection is, give what you love for the sake of Allah and watch what Allah will do for you. This comes from watching the ladies at the Melbourne Salam conference that I delivered a talk at, where we had an auction and ladies were pulling off their jewelry, their gold rings, their gold bracelets to auction to raise funds for the charitable cause that we were raising funds for. You know, I cry easily. If you didn't know that, welcome. I cry easily. I was bawling my eyes out. I was bawling at the generosity. I was bawling at the sight of women racing for the reward of Allah. I was bawling watching ladies wanting to give because that's what they had to give. Maybe they couldn't bid, but they could offer from what they loved. That ring, that heirloom chain, that necklace. It was spectacular, humbling, and awe-inspiring. Give from what you love. Giving the thing that you would typically find the challenge to give, that right there is a loving of Allah that is undeniable.